Alright, last time we talked about the ratios, and moving ahead, today we are going to talk about the proportion. So let's first understand what a proportion is. In a very simple language, we can say that proportion is equality of two ratios. Now when I say equality, that means it will be an equation, and on each side of the equation I will have a ratio. So the proportion can be simply defined as equality of two ratios. Okay, now let us say suppose have an example like if I have 3 over 4 equals 6 over 8. If I write this, that means these four numbers 3, 4, 6 and 8 are in proportion, and we can say that the ratios 3 is to 4 and 6 is to 8 are in a proportion. Now let us try to do a few problems. First would be deciding whether the ratios form a proportion or not. So we have to decide if ratios form the proportion. And the first example I take is for the numbers or the ratios 8 over 10 and 20 over 25. Okay, now to decide whether they are in proportion or not, the simplest way is using the thing which is called as cross product. Now in cross product, what we do, we multiply the numerator of first ratio, that is 8, with the denominator of the other ratio, that is 25, and we check if this product is equal to the product of numerator of the other ratio with the denominator of the first ratio, that is 20 with 10. So 8 times 25 is 200 and 20 times 10 is also 200. So we can see that yes, 200 and 200 are equal. So 8 over 10 and 20 over 25 are the same ratio. That means they the two ratios 8 over 10 and 20 over 25 form a proportion. Let us take another example. And these times the numbers are, or the ratios are going to be 3 over 4 and 6 over 7. Again, we are going to use the cross product. So 3 times 7, and we need to see that if this product equals the product with 6 times 4. 3 times 7 is 21 and 6 times 4 is 24. Of course, these two numbers 21 and 24 are not equal, so we say that 3 over 4 and 6 over 7 are not in proportion, or they don't form a proportion. Alright, now these proportions can be used to find the missing numbers in certain problems. Say like I have a problem in which I need to figure the value of x. So I have find x, and the given numbers are like x over 25 equals 3 over 5. Now to figure out the value of x, again I know that if it says that x over 25 equals 3 over 5, that means these two ratios are in proportion. So we simply use the cross product in this one. 5 times x is 5x and 3 times 25. Well, we can of course multiply 3 with 25, but if we don't, then also it's good. Now the next step will be to divide each side by 5. So I'm dividing 3 times 25 by 5. I could also divide 75 by 5, that is the product of 3 and 25, but I can also use this way. 5 divided by 5 is of course 1, and x over 1 is only x. Here I can just simply cancel out the 5 and 25. 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 5 is 25. So now I am left with 3 times 5 over 1. That is 3 times 5 is now 15. So the value of x is 15. This is my answer. So this was the application of the proportions. Thank you.